The bell rings, the door closes, and I am surrounded by a room full of children. It is the first day of school, first period. Nervous energy fills me, yet I strive to appear calm and collected. As my children wait for class to start, I can sense them already passing judgment, picking apart my appearance, the decorations in my room, anything to let them know what type of teacher they're going to be stuck with for a year. Am I that one teacher who everyone refers to as the bitch behind her back? Could I be the weak, awkward teacher all the kids make fun of? Or maybe I'll be the cool teacher who's like totally their best friend. Already, some kids are smirking at me as they notice how young I am. Although they are watching me, they are still unaware of my internal battle. As I begin class, two voices are constantly in the back of my mind, the principal's voice whispering about the importance of test scores, and my own voice telling me to teach them to learn for the sake of learning. As I turn around from the whiteboard, I notice that half of the kids have already zoned out, their minds a million miles away. As the day continues with each new class period, my insecurities build, the fear of failure a constant presence in my mind. I can feel the pressure of all of my expectations worsen. It may only be the first day, but my thoughts are already focused on 2 weeks from now. How can I make class more interesting so that my students will actually want to pay attention? How can I get my students to respect me more? What lessons should I create? I am absorbed in thought as I walk into the teacher's lounge, yet I can feel the eyes of the veteran teachers on me. As I get my food, I overhear a conversation between two teachers nearby. I can already tell my seventh period is going to be the worst. They are so annoying. I'll probably just put on tutorial videos for that class and get on my computer. Oh my god, that is my academic class. I didn't even want them, but my department head gave them to me anyway. I don't know who she thinks she is. I quit listening. As I look for a place to sit, I am transported back to my high school cafeteria. I am the new kid trying to discover which clique I belong to. I finally decide to take a seat with a fellow English teacher. Her name is Cynthia Anderson. We start talking, and I discover that she's only been here for a few years. As we get up to leave, she slips me a piece of paper with a web address on it. I look at it in confusion. Has great lesson plans. I used to do my own too, but I don't have time for that anymore, she says. She goes to her next class. While Cynthia leaves, the other two teachers I had overheard depart as well. As they all exit the room, I could not help but wonder if they had all started out like me, overeager and nervous, wanting to be the best teacher they could. When I was a student, I remember that many of my teachers would have the same type of attitude that these women shared, this negative, self-centered, self-gratifying attitude. And although I know better, it still makes me wonder, do we all reach that point eventually? Will I? It is my 10th year of teaching, and I have worked in 15 different schools. As an international teacher, I move a lot. You have to do interviews through Skype, have plenty of storage to place all of your belongings, and go through the added stress of filing for different legal documents every time you move. It is difficult because you not only have to adapt to a new school environment, but that of an entire culture, as well as a language barrier. However, my fears now are not so basic as they once were. My confidence has been built, and I now find challenges to be oddly rewarding. I still face the same or similar problems, but now I have the experience to work through them effectively. After the end of last year, I went home for a visit. As I was sitting in my parents' kitchen watching the local news, a segment popped up that caught my attention. It said, "New District Superintendent Cynthia Anderson." One lesson I have learned is that there are Cynthias in every school and every education system. People who find loopholes around doing things yet still rise in the ranks. I used to worry that I would become like some of the veteran teachers, where my own selfish attitude got in the way of being the best teacher I could be. It is for this very reason that I came to define who I am as a teacher, not by how others think of me, but by the impact I have on my students. I have long since learned that concerns or fears are not a bad thing. They actually help make you stronger by pushing you to work harder and strive to be better.